Welcome to BPO and Beyond, financial freedom for BPO employees in the Philippines. BPO and Beyond podcast helps us empower Filipino BPO professionals to achieve financial freedom through career advancement, smart investing, and entrepreneurship. We deliver actionable strategies tailored to your unique challenges and opportunities. Stop dreaming about financial independence. Start building it. Your promotion, your future, your freedom. Episode 13, From Fear to Leadership, Mastering Difficult Conversations for Promotion Success. Welcome back to Career Compass, the podcast that helps BPO professionals navigate their career journey towards success and financial freedom. Today, we're addressing a critical leadership challenge that often prevents talented professionals from advancing: the fear of providing negative or constructive feedback. If you want to be promoted to a supervisory or management role, but find yourself avoiding difficult conversations, struggling to address performance issues, or hesitating to give honest feedback to colleagues, this episode is for you. The ability to provide effective feedback is one of the most important leadership skills, and it's often a key requirement for advancement in BPO organizations. Yet many professionals avoid this responsibility because they fear conflict, worry about damaging relationships, or simply don't know how to approach these conversations effectively. Today, we'll provide you with a comprehensive framework for overcoming your fear of difficult conversations and developing the feedback skills that are essential for leadership roles. We'll cover mindset shifts, practical techniques, specific scripts, and strategies for building your confidence in this critical area. Understanding why feedback fear blocks promotion. Before diving into solutions, it's important to understand why the inability to provide constructive feedback is such a significant barrier to advancement. Leadership roles require the ability to guide, develop, and sometimes correct team members. Managers who can't address performance issues, provide honest feedback, or have difficult conversations will struggle to maintain team performance and achieve business objectives. Promotion committees and senior managers look for evidence that candidates can handle the challenging aspects of leadership, not just the positive ones. If you avoid difficult conversations, you're essentially demonstrating that you're not ready for the responsibilities that come with advancement. Team performance suffers when feedback is avoided. Problems persist, standards decline, and high performers become frustrated when poor performance isn't addressed. This creates a cycle where avoiding feedback actually makes leadership more difficult. Your own credibility as a leader depends on your willingness to address issues directly and honestly. Team members respect leaders who are fair but firm and who care enough about their development to provide honest guidance. Reframing your mindset about feedback. The first step in overcoming feedback fear is changing how you think about these conversations. Feedback is a gift, not an attack. When you provide constructive feedback, you're giving someone the opportunity to improve, grow, and succeed. Withholding feedback actually deprives people of the chance to develop their skills and advance their careers. Avoiding feedback is not kind, it's actually harmful. When you fail to address performance issues, you're allowing problems to persist and potentially escalate. This can lead to more serious consequences later, including formal disciplinary action or termination. Your role as a leader is to help people succeed, not to be their friend. While maintaining positive relationships is important, your primary responsibility is to ensure team performance and individual development. Difficult conversations become easier with practice. Like any skill, providing feedback improves with experience. The more you practice these conversations, the more natural and effective they become. Most people want feedback, even when it's critical. Surveys consistently show that employees prefer honest feedback to no feedback at all. People want to know where they stand and how they can improve. Strategy 1. Master the feedback framework. Effective feedback follows a structured approach that makes conversations more productive and less confrontational. The SBI model provides a clear structure for feedback conversations. Situation: describe the specific situation where the behavior occurred. Behavior: explain the specific behavior you observed, focusing on facts rather than interpretations. Impact: describe the impact of the behavior on the team, customers, or business. Intent: ask about their intent or perspective to understand their viewpoint. For example, in yesterday's team meeting, situation, when the customer escalation was discussed, you interrupted Sarah 3 times while she was explaining the issue. Behavior: this prevented us from getting the full picture and made Sarah appear frustrated. Help me understand what was happening from your perspective. Intent. The DESC method offers another effective approach. Describe the situation objectively. Express your feelings or concerns about the impact. Specify what you'd like to see instead. Consequences. Explain the positive outcomes of making the change. Focus on behavior, not personality. Instead of saying, "You're disorganized," say, "The reports you submitted this week were missing key data points and submitted after the deadline." Use specific examples rather than generalizations. Instead of, "You're always late," say, "You've arrived 15 minutes late to work 3 times this week." Strategy 2. Prepare thoroughly for feedback conversations. Preparation is key to successful feedback conversations and helps reduce your anxiety about the discussion. Document specific examples of the behavior or performance issue you need to address. Include dates, times, and specific details about what occurred. This helps you stay focused on facts rather than emotions. Choose the right time and place for the conversation. Schedule a private meeting in a neutral location where you won't be interrupted. Avoid giving feedback when you're angry or frustrated. Plan your opening statement to set a constructive tone. Start with something like, "I'd like to discuss some observations about your performance and work together on a plan for improvement." Anticipate potential reactions and prepare your responses. The person might become defensive, emotional, or argumentative. Think about how you'll handle these reactions while staying focused on the issue. Set clear objectives for the conversation. What specific outcome do you want to achieve? What behavior change are you looking for? How will you measure improvement? Strategy 3. Start with low-stakes practice. Build your confidence by starting with easier feedback conversations before tackling more difficult issues. Begin with positive feedback to practice the conversation structure and build your comfort level. Even positive feedback requires skill to deliver effectively and can help you practice the mechanics of feedback conversations. Address minor issues before they become major problems. It's easier to discuss small performance gaps than to wait until problems become serious. This also helps prevent issues from escalating. Practice with peer feedback rather than subordinate feedback if you're not yet in a management role. Offer constructive input to colleagues on projects or processes where appropriate. Use the feedback sandwich approach initially if it helps you get started. Begin with something positive, address the area for improvement, then end with encouragement or support. Volunteer to provide feedback in low-risk situations, such as training sessions, project reviews, or peer evaluations, where feedback is expected and welcomed. Strategy 4. Develop your emotional intelligence. Effective feedback requires strong emotional intelligence to navigate the interpersonal dynamics of difficult conversations. Learn to recognize and manage your own emotions during feedback conversations. If you feel anxious, angry, or frustrated, take time to center yourself before proceeding. Develop empathy for the person receiving feedback. Consider their perspective, pressures they might be facing, and how the feedback might feel from their point of view. Practice active listening during feedback conversations. Give the person space to respond, ask questions, and share their perspective. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Stay calm and professional, even if the other person becomes emotional or defensive. Your ability to maintain composure demonstrates leadership maturity. Learn to read nonverbal cues and adjust your approach accordingly. If someone seems overwhelmed, slow down. If they seem confused, provide more specific examples. Strategy 5. Focus on development, not punishment. Frame feedback conversations as development opportunities rather than disciplinary actions. Collaborate on solutions rather than just pointing out problems. Ask questions like, "What do you think would help you improve in this area?" Or, "What support do you need to make this change?" Create specific action plans with clear expectations and timelines. Don't just tell someone to do better. Provide concrete steps they can take to improve. Offer support and resources to help them succeed. This might include training, mentoring, additional tools, or process changes that make success more likely. Follow up regularly to track progress and provide ongoing guidance. Schedule check-ins to discuss how they're doing and adjust the plan if needed. Recognize and acknowledge improvement when you see it. This reinforces positive changes and encourages continued progress. Strategy 6. Handle difficult reactions professionally. Prepare for various reactions and develop strategies for handling them effectively. When someone becomes defensive, acknowledge their feelings while redirecting to the facts. "I can see this is frustrating for you. Let's focus on the specific behaviors we discussed and how we can move forward." If someone becomes emotional, give them space to process while maintaining boundaries. "I can see this is upsetting. Would you like to take a few minutes to collect yourself, or should we schedule another time to continue this conversation?" When faced with denial or disagreement, stick to documented facts and specific examples. "I understand you see it differently. Let me share the specific examples I observed, and we can discuss them." If someone becomes argumentative, stay calm and redirect to problem solving. "I hear that you disagree. Rather than debating what happened, let's focus on what we can do going forward." For people who shut down or become silent, ask open-ended questions to encourage participation. "What are your thoughts about what we've discussed?" Or, "How do you think we should address this?" Strategy 7. Build feedback into regular interactions. Make feedback a normal part of your interactions rather than saving it for formal reviews or crisis situations. Provide regular, brief feedback on both positive and negative behaviors. This normalizes feedback conversations and makes them less intimidating for everyone involved. Use real-time feedback when appropriate. If you observe a behavior that needs addressing, provide feedback soon after it occurs while the situation is fresh in everyone's mind. Create structured opportunities for feedback, such as weekly one-on-ones, project debriefs, or team retrospectives. This makes feedback expected rather than surprising. Model receiving feedback well by asking for input on your own performance and responding positively to suggestions for improvement. Encourage a culture of feedback by recognizing team members who provide constructive input to each other and who respond well to feedback they receive. Strategy 8. Practice and refine your skills. Like any leadership skill, providing effective feedback improves with deliberate practice and continuous learning. Role-play difficult conversations with trusted colleagues or mentors. Practice different scenarios and get feedback on your approach and delivery. Record yourself practicing feedback conversations. With permission, to review your tone, body language, and word choice. This helps you identify areas for improvement. Seek feedback on your feedback skills from people you've had these conversations with. Ask what worked well and what could be improved. Study effective feedback techniques by observing skilled managers and leaders. Pay attention to how they structure conversations and handle difficult reactions. Continuously educate yourself about feedback and communication skills through books, courses, or training programs focused on leadership development. Creating your feedback mastery action plan. Phase 1. Mindset and foundation building. Weeks 1-2. Examine your current beliefs and fears about providing feedback. Identify specific concerns that hold you back from having difficult conversations. Study the feedback frameworks and choose the approach that feels most natural for your communication style. Identify low-stakes opportunities to practice feedback skills, such as positive feedback conversations or peer input situations. Begin observing skilled managers and leaders to learn from their feedback approaches and techniques. Phase 2. Skill development and practice, weeks 3-6. Start with positive feedback conversations to practice the structure and build your confidence with the process. Progress to addressing minor issues or providing developmental feedback in low-risk situations. Practice the feedback frameworks with trusted colleagues or mentors through role-playing exercises. Begin incorporating regular feedback into your interactions with team members or colleagues. Phase 3. Advanced application, weeks 7-12. Take on more challenging feedback conversations, including addressing performance issues or behavioral concerns. Volunteer for leadership opportunities that require providing feedback, such as training new employees or leading project teams. Seek feedback on your own feedback skills and continuously refine your approach based on results and reactions. Document your experiences and lessons learned to build your confidence and expertise in this area. Common challenges and solutions. I'm worried about damaging relationships with my colleagues. Remember that avoiding necessary feedback actually damages relationships more than providing it constructively. People respect leaders who care enough to help them improve, and withholding feedback can lead to resentment and performance issues that harm team dynamics. I don't know how to start these conversations. Use the frameworks provided to structure your approach. Start with a clear statement of purpose. I'd like to discuss some observations about your performance and work together on improvement. Having a script helps reduce anxiety. What if they get angry or upset? Prepare for emotional reactions by staying calm and professional. Acknowledge their feelings while redirecting to the facts and solutions. Remember that the initial emotional reactions often subside once people have time to process the feedback. I'm not their manager, so I don't think I should give feedback. Peer feedback is valuable and demonstrates leadership potential. Focus on how their behavior affects you, the team, or the work, and frame it as collaborative problem-solving rather than criticism. Advanced strategies for feedback mastery. Develop your coaching skills to make feedback conversations more developmental. Learn to ask powerful questions that help people discover solutions rather than just telling them what to do. Build trust and psychological safety with your team so that feedback conversations feel supportive rather than threatening. This requires consistent, fair treatment and genuine care for people's development. Learn to give feedback upward to your own manager when appropriate. This demonstrates courage and leadership thinking while helping you practice feedback skills in different contexts. Create feedback systems and processes that make these conversations more systematic and less personal. This might include regular check-ins, structured reviews, or team feedback sessions. Study conflict resolution and difficult conversation techniques to handle more complex situations that arise during feedback discussions. Measuring your progress. Track your comfort level with feedback conversations over time. Rate your anxiety before and after conversations to see improvement in your confidence. Monitor the outcomes of your feedback conversations. Are people making the changes you discussed? Are relationships improving or staying positive? Seek feedback on your feedback skills from people you've had these conversations with. Ask what worked well and what could be improved. Observe whether you're being considered for leadership opportunities that require feedback skills. Are managers asking you to mentor others or lead teams? Assess whether your ability to provide feedback is being recognized as a leadership strength in performance reviews or promotion discussions. Building long-term feedback excellence. Develop a reputation as someone who provides fair, constructive, and helpful feedback. This reputation will serve you well in leadership roles and promotion opportunities. Create systems for tracking and following up on feedback conversations to ensure accountability and continued development. Build feedback skills into your personal brand as a leader. Let others know that you value honest communication and continuous improvement. Mentor others in developing their own feedback skills, which reinforces your expertise and demonstrates advanced leadership capabilities. Stay current with best practices in feedback and communication by continuing to learn and develop these skills throughout your career. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that the ability to provide effective feedback is not just a nice-to-have skill, it's essential for leadership success. If you want to be promoted to management roles, you must demonstrate that you can handle the difficult conversations that come with leadership responsibility. Start by changing your mindset about feedback, from something to be avoided to something that helps people grow and succeed. Use structured frameworks to make conversations more productive and less confrontational. Practice with low-stakes situations to build your confidence before tackling more difficult issues. Remember that most people want feedback, even when it's critical. By providing honest, constructive input, you're helping people develop their skills and advance their careers. This is one of the most valuable gifts you can give as a leader. The professionals who advance to leadership roles are those who demonstrate they can handle all aspects of management, including the challenging conversations. Don't let fear of feedback hold you back from the promotion opportunities you deserve. That's all for today's episode of Career Compass. Next week, we'll be exploring another crucial topic for BPO professionals looking to advance their careers and develop essential leadership skills. Until then, remember, leadership isn't just about the easy conversations. It's about having the courage to address difficult issues with compassion and professionalism. Start practicing these skills today and watch your promotion potential grow. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.